So I'm walking in the park and I'm thinking about the word annihilate. I learned this word not today, but just in the last couple of days. I've had occasion to check out the etymology of the word annihilate, and it means to bring to nothing, bring to a state of nothing. At the root of the word annihilate is the meaning to bring to the state of nothing. And I really love this. I really love it. And I'm thinking about what it would take to annihilate power struggles in senior leadership. So many women that I speak to are so unhappy, or if not unhappy, they are so held back from influencing and speaking up and shaking things up in the way that they could do, because they're so otherwise entangled in power struggle. And so the question that's come to me since I've been looking at the word annihilate is, what would it take to bring to nothing power struggle? And I got thinking about a dream that I had some years back. It's maybe even 10 years ago. And it was such a real dream. You know, one of those dreams where, like, I dream a lot anyway, but it's one of those dreams that I knew it was encoded with a really powerful message. And it goes something like this. The scene of the dream was a casino, and I was in the casino at the slot machine, and there was a guy on the slot machine that I was standing next to, and he appeared to be really, really drunk. And he pulled the lever, and then all of a sudden the machine started going ding, 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 ding. You know, all this money started flowing out of the machine. You know, silver coins were sort of bobbing about everywhere. He'd won the jackpot. But he was so drunk that although he tried to pick up bits of the coins, he was leaving quite a bit of it behind. He was just too drunk to coordinate himself. So he stuffed his pockets full of coins, and then he walked away. But in the machine was still some of his jackpot winnings. And I was standing there deliberating just a little bit too long, hesitating whether to do the right thing, whether to call him and alert him to his winnings that were still in the machine, or whether I should just let him go and help myself to it. And I spent too long deliberating about whether or not I should do the right thing. And just as I was deliberating, I felt a hand come from behind me and put itself in the slot machine and take out the money. When I looked around, I was indignant. When I looked around, it was this old woman, this eccentric old woman with a big fur coat and a big woolly hat. Almost looked like it had birds nesting in her hat. A very eccentric old woman, and she took the money. She put it in her pocket and started walking off. Well, I said to her, "Oi!" I was able to speak up then, without hesitation, I might add. "Oi!" I said, "What are you doing? You can't take that." And she just ignored me. I said, "That's my money. I want it back." She didn't respond. So I went over to her, tapped her on the shoulder, and I said to her, "Oi! You can't take that money. That money's mine." And I said, "I want it back." She said, "You can't have it, my dear. I'm not giving it to you." And me and this woman, this old woman, started fighting. I mean, we were caught up in a real wrestle, trying really hard to get this. I was really trying for her to give me back the money, and she wouldn't give it to me, and I wasn't going to let her go, and she wasn't letting me go. And then halfway through the wrestle, we were really like going at it. And halfway through the wrestle, I realised, oh my God, I've left my bag over by the slot machine. Well, I was trying really hard to let her go so that I could turn around to look at to see if my bag was safe or still there by the slot machine. But the wrestle was really, I mean, she was an old lady, but she had the power of a man in the fight. And so I couldn't see my bag. And then the next thing that happened was the dream shifted scene. I was back at the slot machine and the police were there. They were taking a report from me. So the policeman said, "So, drunk man, you say?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh, so old woman, you say?" He said, "I'm afraid to tell you, Miss Johnson, you've been had." You've been had. This trio, because the guy that took my bag was also a part of the man and the old woman. So this trio have been going around tricking people into this very same scam and getting them tangled up in fights that they have no business being in, and by the same time stealing what really does belong to them. Oh my God, oh my God, that dream has stayed with me because I knew that it's powerful, and even though I'm telling it to you now, I'm realising that it has fresh meaning for now. Even though I had this dream 10 years ago, I see how we as women there to do the right thing in our public sector and third sector senior leadership roles are caught up in power struggles and isms and schisms and politics. We're fighting futile things instead of turning our attention to the main thing, the mission, about making organisational and industrial outputs and results and customer results and solutions for customer issues better. That's why we're there in the role, and that's what we're there to do. And yet we can be so caught up in one-upmanship games with our boss and our colleagues and our stubborn team members and struggling with this and wrestling with that, and we can get so caught up with the wrong fight. And so today, as I'm walking in the park, I hope I'm not too out of breath and you can hear what I'm saying. I'm really hoping that you sense that there's never been a more important time in history for us to keep the main thing the main thing. There's never been a more important time in history for us to do the job that we are in senior leadership to do. Make things better for our customers and clients and the people that we lead. Now we have to find a way to untangle ourselves from the power struggles, untangle ourselves from the game playing, and it's the wrong game. It's the wrong game. We've got to learn how to do the right thing, play the right game in senior leadership, and that's about being a woman of influence that creates, innovates, initiates, and influences powerful, real, effective, important, meaningful change at such a time as this. So if you are caught up in power struggles, I want to encourage you. You know, you can just stop. I remember hearing one time when I was a director in one of the London boroughs on a regional public health initiative, I was dealing with the same sort of stuff, really tangled up in a whole lot of game playing and power struggles. And a woman told me once, she said, Dion, one hand can't clap. One hand can't clap. So what she was really saying to me then was that it takes two hands to clap, and if you remove one hand, then there's no way that the other hand can clap. So it's like we just need to stop clapping. We need to stop meeting. Even if power struggle is coming towards us, we don't need to engage. We don't need to put our hand up and high five the power struggle that's coming towards us. We can just stop. And and I'm on a mission to help us stop. And so you may have heard that I'm opening up a limited number of spots over June and throughout the whole of July. It's my birth month, and I'm celebrating by offering up a limited number of spots to you if you know that it's time as a woman, a CEO, a director, head of service, head of department, head of region in your third sector or public sector organisation, and it's time for you to get back into the real game of senior leadership, to disentangle yourself from the politics and the power struggles and the isms and the schisms, and rise above it all and get back to the real thing, which is senior leadership, which is making things better, which is creating and influencing and innovating and initiating the kind of change that really matters to our customers and clients. And if you know that you need a space, you need to begin to give yourself what you need to recalibrate and to reset and to rise above all the stuff that's holding you back, then I'm offering you an opportunity to come and spend 3 hours with me in central London over June or July. And let's focus, let's explore, let's dig deep. Let's open things up. Look at what you're dealing with. Look at how you're co-creating that, and develop a strategy, a strategic. You'll leave the time with me with a really simple strategic toolkit that you can use to bring yourself up and out of the struggle and back to the main thing, which is influencing change that matters. If this means something to you, if this sounds interesting and you want to know more, then go ahead and click the link that accompanies this video. You'll be able to read more about what I've got in mind and decide whether it's for you or not, and get in touch so we can talk about it, or just book yourself on. Alright, I'm getting back to my walk. I think I've got to step up the pace a little bit. If you are listening to this and you know what I'm talking about, please don't overthink it. Get in touch, and I'll speak to you really soon. Bye bye.